Have you ever met someone and just clicked instantly? That's what we call chemistry, right? For INFJs, those rare, deep-feeling introverts, chemistry isn't just about butterflies. It's almost like emotional resonance, a tuning fork vibrating when someone just gets you. Now, let me throw in a little technical flavor. Mirror neurons. These are the brain cells firing off when we empathize with someone else's feelings. INFJs? We've got these set to max sensitivity. But here's the twist. You might be thinking, so if chemistry feels that powerful, it must mean we're compatible, right? Oh, how I wish it were that easy. Let me tell you a story last Valentine's Day. My INFJ friend Dana met someone at a poetry slam. The spark was electric. But a month later, they realized they wanted wildly different lifestyles. Chemistry, sure. Compatibility? Not so much. So, is chemistry a predictor or just a beautiful illusion? Stick around. We're diving deep. All right, let's shift gears. Compatibility. It sounds clinical, but it's really the foundation for lasting relationships. And for INFJs, we're looking for more than shared playlists or matching coffee orders. Here's a technical twist. Attachment styles. INFJs often swing anxious, preoccupied, craving deep connection but fearing rejection. Meanwhile, chemistry can be misleading. It can mask fundamental differences in values or life goals. Now you might be thinking, but if it feels right, why force logic into it? Good question. Compatibility is like setting up a tent. It's not just about flashy colors, but whether the stakes hold up in a storm. Let me paint a picture. You and your Valentine share a laugh over inside jokes. But when it comes to conflict, you communicate on entirely different wavelengths. It's like software running on incompatible operating systems, frustrating, right? So, how do INFJs bridge the passion of chemistry with the reality of compatibility? Let's dig into those Valentine's Day pitfalls next. Valentine's Day. The ultimate relationship stress test, or is it just a marketing ploy to make us buy overpriced chocolate? For INFJs, this day can turn into a high-stakes compatibility exam, especially when the world turns up the romance dial to 11. Here's a technical term for you. Social scripts. These are the unwritten rules telling us how to act on holidays like Valentine's. INFJs? We tend to rebel against scripts that feel fake or commercialized. Now picture this. You're out with your date, surrounded by roses and candlelight, but the conversation is as flat as a deflated balloon. Chemistry fizzled. Compatibility? Maybe it never existed. Oh, you might ask, should I fake it for the night, or be true to my INFJ soul? I say be real. The holiday's a magnifying glass, not a magic wand. If it feels off, trust your intuition. The real win? Use Valentine's as a mirror, not a mask. It's a chance to see if your chemistry can survive the everyday, not just the Instagram moments. Let's talk red flags. With those INFJ mirror neurons blazing, it's easy to confuse empathy for attraction. Ever had a whirlwind connection that turns out to be pure projection? Enter halo effect, that psychological bias, where one good trait makes us ignore glaring incompatibilities. INFJs, we're especially prone to this. We see one shared passion and suddenly, it's soulmate territory. Now you might be thinking, well, what's the harm in a little infatuation? But here's the kicker. It can blind us to deal breakers, big ones, like misaligned values or emotional unavailability. Let me spill a personal tale. A friend once dated someone just because they both loved indie films. 6 months later, they realized they disagreed on everything else. No amount of chemistry could bridge that canyon. Bottom line. For INFJs, spotting false chemistry is about slowing down in reality, testing your feelings. Because lasting love beats fleeting sparks. Every time. So, what's the takeaway for Valentine's and beyond? For INFJs, the secret sauce is balancing that deep, instinctive chemistry with the slow-cooked stew of compatibility. Here's another sciencey tidbit. Oxytocin. It's the so-called bonding hormone, the glue of relationships. Chemistry is like a spark, but oxytocin is the campfire you build together over time. Now, you might ask, how do I know when it's real? My advice: value those boring moments. Can you be quiet together? Can you disagree and still feel safe? That's gold. Let me tell you, my best relationship stories never happened on fancy dates, but on rainy afternoons when we just talked about everything and nothing. That's how you know it's not just a Valentine's fling. So this Valentine's, INFJs. Don't chase the spark for its own sake. Build the fire that lasts. Chemistry ignites, but compatibility sustains.